Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then a little introduction. This is a place to share stories, adventures, and everything I wish I had known before embarking on them. My name is Trina, and you're watching From Fiji to Here. Okay guys, I look a little disheveled, but that's okay because this video is about growth and kind of behind the scenes of what goes into this channel and what it's taken for me to learn some of the techniques and tricks and I guess how to get here, which is nowhere near perfect. I'm not claiming to be an expert, but this is a little bit of my journey. Since I had started traveling, I wanted to invest in two things: a GoPro and a drone. Now, the GoPro I figured was probably self-explanatory on how to use, or at least I could easily Google it. That's not really true. I mean, you can easily Google it and YouTube and whatnot, but there are a lot of aspects of a GoPro that if you want to use it to its full advantage, you should do research and you should read the manuals on how to do so. But this video is about the drone, which I thought was going to be a step-by-step process. And as I was saving and doing research on which one to get, which brand, which model, etc., my parents decided to help me on my path and gifted me a practice drone. This wasn't about video quality or fancy tricks. It was a tough drone that wasn't going to break the second it took off, and I realized I didn't have the hand-eye coordination to control it. I used this practice drone to get better at controlling speeds, pivoting, panning, takeoff, landing, pretty much the basic movements that all drones will have in common. And to be honest, most of the footage I deleted because, well, as you can see, it didn't go well at first. I got to a point where I had saved up enough money to make my purchase and decided to go with the DJI Spark, as it was small enough to transport while traveling, took good quality footage, and was basic enough that I didn't have to be a professional to understand the controls and settings. Now, if you've ever flown a drone, they are all kind of different. It's kind of like driving a car. You know how to drive, but you have to learn about your car to figure out how fast it speeds up and how hard you have to push the brakes, etc. The Spark also has controller-free options where you can initiate movements and settings with your hands and facial recognition, which were fun to try and get to learn. As you can see, this process is ongoing. There's footage in here from over a year of travels. It's good for a laugh, as well as getting the experience to get better footage with each flight. For me, it's worth it. I'm glad I made the investment, and it gives me the opportunity to grow and learn. Some things to take into consideration when flying with a drone. The big one is know before you go. Check with the airline requirements. Most airlines require the drone to be in your carry-on and the lithium batteries to be under 5% charged.
Just gonna let it hover there? Just a waste of battery.
Like, I feel like I don't want to put it hard because it's no battery, but it's not low enough to fly home with yet.
Yeah. Too far, too far, too far. It's because the video, like, here's choppy. I'm just trying to see if the camera's adjusted properly yet.
Battery level is low. The aircraft will go to the home point in 10
Oh, wait.
seconds.
Okay. We're at 20%, so we're making good progress. Smile. I'm at 12%.
Landing. Critically low battery.
Some, however, require the drone itself to be in your check luggage and the lithium batteries drained in your carry-on. Other airlines require you to call and add your drone to the ticket before you travel. Also, know the drone laws in the country you're traveling to. Some countries won't even allow you into the country with the drone, and others it could just be flying restrictions. In Australia, before flying, the DJI app actually made you answer an online quiz to ensure that you knew what the laws and restrictions were before taking flight. In Canada, you do have to have your drone registered as well as a pilot license, but you can do both of these online at the Government of Canada website. Some other things to note about flying drones, if you're good at playing video games, then you're probably going to be decent at flying a drone. I was not that child. I was horrible at playing video games, died super fast, wasn't sure how to work both like control sticks at the same time. And so it's been a longer learning process on how to use a drone because I don't have that hand-eye coordination. Another thing to consider if you're planning on traveling with a drone is to be flexible. Things aren't always going to go as planned. I was super excited to get drone footage in Iceland. It was one of the top things on my list of things to do there, and the scenery is just so beautiful. I wanted to be able to share that with you guys. And it was ridiculously windy. I mean, if you haven't seen that video, the airport was closed for a whole weekend. So I wasn't able to get the drone up at all, let alone get footage. Another thing to note is a lot of national parks or national monuments, things like that, don't allow drone access. So Lake Louise in Alberta, Canada is a no-fly zone. The Gullfoss waterfall in Iceland is also a no-drone zone. Normally there'll be signs, but sometimes it's better to just ask other than breaking rules and then being reprimanded because you didn't know. So it's really just know before you go. But whether it's getting on the airplane or flying in a different country or even your own country, you should just be aware, be responsible. And finally, a very common sense one, but Sierra, if you don't know who that is, check out other videos. But Sierra had this shirt made for me, pretty standard. Don't drink and drone. If you wouldn't drive a car doing it, then you shouldn't be flying an aircraft. Pretty much sums it up. I hope that answers most of your questions or at least gave you a good laugh. But if you have others, feel free to leave them down below, as well as any other videos you'd be interested in seeing. Also, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to be notified of more like it, as well as join me on future journeys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next destination.
Take off. The home point has been emptied. Please check it on the map.
Okay, return home. Return home.
Go home.
Oh my god, no, cancel. Cancel. It thinks home is up there!